What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to actually play a clip from tonight's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, where Kimmie tells her husband Maurice that he does not protect her. Well, duh, Kimmie, that's definitely a fact, but you're just a little late to this very important party. Now, before we play the clip from the most recent episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, I'm going to refresh all of our memories by playing a clip from Maurice's interview with Carlos King on his virtual podcast, where he said the very ignorant remarks about Kimmie fulfilling his needs, even in spite of going through treatment. And then I'm going to play a clip of the TGIF episode on which Maurice and Kimmie appeared, and Kimmie was trying to cape for her husband. She was trying to take up for him, and he was standing 10 toes down. He was being very triggering and disrespectful and would not humble himself. All right, so now before we get into these clips, taking a walk down memory lane to lead into the clip from tonight's episode, I ask that you all please hit the like button on this video. Then YouTube will recommend this video to more people who like to discuss the various topics that derive from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Also, if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would love to have you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So this first clip again is from Carlos King's interview with Maurice Scott, where Maurice is saying that it's not even a want, but he needs sex. And it don't even matter, I guess, if his wife is having serious medical issues.
Are reading you for filth because they feel like you're not understanding Kimmie's diagnosis, what she's going through, because all you want to do is make sure you get what you need. Are you that much of a sexual person to where, despite what she's going through right now, you still feel like there's a happy medium in terms of her pleasuring you?
This is what I'll say, because this is very difficult, right? There's a difference between wants and needs. All right. And I'm a person who actually needs sex, not a person who wants sex. Now, at times I don't want it, but I actually need it. So life throws us curveballs like what we're going through right now. And what Kimmie is doing is admirable as a spouse. To roll over and suffer through it, I was hoping it wouldn't be a suffering. A sufferable moment, but she rolls over and suffers through it, fakes it, all for me. Because at that moment, it's something that she completely didn't desire, right? And I kind of look at it as if, and this is, all jokes aside, I look at it as her standing by me while I'm standing by her. So, as difficult as it may seem, we should all feel that we would be better people and say, oh, no, I don't want or need sex for however long it takes for you to recover. But we then live in reality where that's not true.
So he actually just said, she suffers through it. She doesn't even want it. She doesn't desire it. And yet she just basically lets me insert. Okay, and get off, so she's suffering through it. That is just so uncomfortable to even listen to, because if we're being intimate, I need you to satisfy me. You need to care about my needs as much as you do your own. And if you see that I'm not feeling it, that should even be a turn off for you. The mutual desire of us both wanting each other, there is a connection and there is a desire to experience each other physically. That should make you want it. That should make you become excited physically because we both want it. If it's not reciprocated, how is that still a turn on for you? You would only feel that way if you totally don't care how the other person feels. in my opinion. And of course, with using these sound bites, I do want to point out that the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary of these sound bites and the clip that I'm going to show you are allowed. And everything said here is definitely just my opinion and alleged. So in this next sound bite, you're going to see it's from the interview that Maurice and Kimmie did on TGIF, which is on the Fox Soul media outlet, with Al Reynolds, Claudia Jordan, and Funky Dineva. And so this is when really not even Maurice, but Kimmie was trying to clean up that foolishness that Maurice did on Carlos's podcast. Maurice did not humble himself during this interview on TGIF. He could have cared less about how triggering he was to people. And so I do have a clip from that soundbite that I want to play for you all. And here it is.
What you're saying, Kimmie, woman to woman, I think your husband loves you. It's obvious you love him. There's clearly a disconnect in the communication. As a third party looking in. And I'm no expert because I'm not married. You guys are. But I've been in relationships that are similar to this. And my advice would be, Marcus, Maurice, you don't have to be inside of her to know how she thinks she's your wife. You see her every day. You know when she's sad. You know when something hurts her feelings. And Kimmie, I think you really protect him because it's a public light on y'all. I get it. Because you don't want the public coming for your man. You love him. So at the end of the day, you can't fully heal from anything when you're emotionally fucked up. And Maurice, your job is to make sure your wife feels good. And, bend over and take it. This would be the perfect opportunity to rephrase it. You don't have to. We've been pushing it. You don't have to. But it would have been nice to hear some kind words to rephrase that. Because if I heard a man say that about me, I'd be fucking horrified. Never mind. And she has to already go through so much. And you said it. Your wife is willing to. I've been with a fine ass man that are beautiful and everything is perfect in our relationship. Not perfect, but things are good in our relationship. But I'm turned off from something small. I couldn't imagine going through chemo and what that feels like. And then having a magnifying glass of a reality show talking shit. Just be mindful as a couple. Because it will tear you apart. Been there, done that. I'm not telling you this from someone that hasn't. And I really hope y'all get through this. Because there is love, obviously. But the communication it's like you guys are going like this. And I don't know if it sounds like talking at each other or not.
So Maurice,
that interview on TGIF, it was so strange because Maurice, he was so arrogant and haughty. He refused to humble himself and say that he was insensitive and that he embarrassed his wife and that he offended everyone from that community who has gone through that same type of illness. And even to those of us who have lost loved ones who succumbed to it. It's just like a slap in the face to many people. And he was so haughty during this TGIF interview that he did not even care. And actually, in my opinion, he made his wife look like, an abused woman. And it just seems like she's just getting mind effed. He's just manipulating her mind into her sticking up for him, trying to explain his ignorant choice of words. And so I'll just never understand how Kimmie could repeatedly take herself through such disrespect, such public disrespect. So then fast forward, obviously they were filming for this season 6 that we're in, and she and Maurice are having a conversation about his trifling interview with Carlos King. And so we're going to play this clip where she's having a conversation with him. And this clip aired in tonight's episode. All right, so here we go. I'm going to mute my mic.
Listen, I'm going to do whatever you need me to do. I've been misbehaving as of late.
You have. You need prayer and Jesus.
And therapy.
All of that foolishness that you felt like was no big deal at one particular time has blossomed into a whole forest of big deal. Because my husband has all over the internet about having sex with his wife with cancer. It was hella disrespectful, and it doesn't protect me.
Say yes to everything.
Okay, so we saw Kimmie basically saying to Maurice, that it's disrespectful and it doesn't protect me. And I think, in my opinion, when Kimmie says that to Maurice, she is saying that, you're making me look stupid to the viewers of the show, to the many women who watch Love and Marriage Huntsville. You are making me look weak and stupid, and they are judging me and leaving comments about my mindset and my self esteem. Hence, you're not protecting me. But Kimmie, the lack of protection goes much deeper. He does not care if you desire him, and he is your husband. You two made vows in front of all of your loved ones, promising God that you would take care of each other in sickness and in health. And here he is going on a large platform saying that even while you are going through treatment and you do not have the desire for sex, you suffer through it because it is a need that he wants, that he has, not a want, but a need. So you just care about the optics and what we think of you, Kimmie, and really you should not care what I think, but that's what I believe is your definition of protection and what you are alluding to. And then Maurice just had that same look that he had during the TGIF interview. He's just in his mind, I feel like, in my opinion, he's thinking, well, I'm just going to let her have this scene in this show where she thinks she's telling me off to make her feel better and to satisfy all of these women that watch the show and don't probably have a man. Da, 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 da. Some, not all Black men, just some of the trifling ones, they have their pocket of excuses that they pull out, when you call them out on disrespect, well, I didn't grow up with the father. I didn't grow up in a father. I grew up in a single parent household. They pull out that excuse. Or, they're going to say, if you call them out, it's because you don't have a man. But I know a lot of y'all subscribers out there that engage with me in the comments. I know a lot of y'all do have men, do have husbands, and y'all have said you wouldn't put up with no disrespect from your husband. You'd leave him too. I have read those comments with my own eyes and thought, hell yeah. So, but I'm saying, the trifling men out there, that's like their excuses. Oh, it's because you don't have a man. If y'all have ever followed, the whole saga with the Bishop Lamore Whitehead, when he comes after women, you're either, you don't have a man, or you're fat, or you're bald-headed. That's what he said about Tasha K when she dragged him, bald-headed. They always just go to something. It's either physical or your relationship status. And Maurice totally gives that. I want to play the clip again and then, come back with some commentary. So let me mute my mic, and we'll get right back to it.
Listen, I'm going to do whatever you need me to do. I've been misbehaving as of late.
You have. You need prayer and Jesus.
And therapy.
All of that foolishness that you felt like was no big deal at one particular time has blossomed into a whole forest of big deal. Because my husband has all over the internet about having sex with his wife with cancer. It was hella disrespectful, and it doesn't protect me.
Say yes to everything this Christmas.
This holiday.
And Maurice was making light of it, saying, oh yeah, I've been, misbehaving lately. And she says, you need Jesus. He's like, and therapy, like he's making light of, how helpful and beneficial therapy is. He's hella sarcastic, and insincere. So yeah, he was just thinking in his head, I'm just going to let her have this scene, let her think she's checking me because she cares about what these women who don't have a man think. He's so simple-minded. So I really think that it's a shame. And if she ever wakes up one day and she's tired of the disrespect, she may one day see the show and the feedback from the viewers as a blessing because it helped her wake up. I don't know if that day will come though. If she feels like being married and having a man is a necessity in life, I don't know if Kimmie will ever get to that point. But you all let me know in the comments, not just about the clip from tonight's episode, but the entire journey from the Carlos King interview to the interview with TGIF to leading to this scene that we saw in tonight's episode. I ask again that you please hit the like button on this video. It's a free way of supporting the channel. Or even if you hit the dislike button for whatever reason, it still provides the same stimulation throughout YouTube's algorithm. And please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. I hope that you are having a fantastic weekend, and I will talk with you all soon. Bye.